There's no doubt that entrepreneurship and small business is the backbone of this country's economy, and there is nothing nicer than a success story in this respect. Award-winning Township-based South African company Lemok Group is launching its new Libra Smartphone. I've just seen one. The Libra phone is the first smartphone brand to be produced by a South African Township-based company. It's going to compete with a wide range, I understand, of budget entry-level phone. That would be Huawei's Y5 Lite, Vivo's Y11 and the Mara Z. Well, to tell us more about this smartphone, we're joined now by Lemok, who is an entrepreneur and Chief Executive Officer of the Lemok Group. A very warm welcome to you. What exactly then have you developed?
So, like you said in the introduction, so our phone competes in the entry-level budget smartphone category. So these are usually your low-spec phones. So what we've done is we've essentially given a bit of more spec, but at the same price point. So a normal average phone will come with like a 1.5 gigahertz of RAM. We are on 2.6 gigahertz, sorry, and then onboard memory standard 128 gigs.
Without giving strategic secrets away, how have you managed to do that in this very, very aggressive market?
To be honest, it's partnerships, a lot of outsourcing. Obviously, part and parcel of it is we want to be able to get to a point where we do everything locally, which is obviously our long-term strategy. But it's overseas partnerships that allow us to basically get things cheaper so that we are able to operate them.
Why would you want to go into an industry like this? I imagine that there are much easier sectors to try your hand at.
Yeah, so one of my other companies in the group is a digital agency. We work with shopping centers. And Black Friday always fascinates me because the consumer electronics segment is the one that always benefits. And it always frustrates me when you get into those kind of stores. You look at, for example, televisions. You don't have a South African television brand. You know, so it frustrated me. So I was like, you know what, let me get the easiest part of consumer electronics is smartphones, and then it's easier to distribute than a TV, and eventually grow into having a full-on consumer electronics division that does literally everything.
And the road to the point that you've got to now, how difficult has it been?
Well, obviously, finances has always been the biggest thing, you know.
And that's the single biggest problem facing any entrepreneur. How did you overcome that?
Well, I haven't.
Fair point.
I haven't overcome it. Like even today, we opened our pre-orders. I think now when I was checking, with like 5 units before we are out of stock. But that's also because we only got a certain amount of stock. It's not like we bring in 100,000 units, you know, but we're almost out of stock. So the best way for us is gradual growth, reinvest profits to eventually grow.
But your problem could be if your supply can't match your demand.
100%.
What's the plan?
So earlier on,
you're not going to give that one to anyone, are you?
No,
that's going to be sold. Yeah.
So I met with a government official earlier on today. We are looking at ultimately because we have Vision 2030. Our Vision 2030 is to build a factory in Soshanguve, but based on those discussions today, that might be Vision 2021. So it might be sooner. So the plan now is to accelerate the plan to eventually build our factory in Soshanguve.
Aside from the money, distribution is always an issue when it comes to moving product like this.
Yeah.
And that simple old discipline of marketing. You've got to tell people that you've got this, that it's value for money.
Yes.
How do you do that?
So my other company is a digital agency, so we have partnerships with a few influencers. So we've been running this thing on social media for a week now. We've been trending for 4 days now. So that already has been a growth that we've experienced from a social media perspective. We didn't have to do much from a marketing perspective. The conversation was moving along.
Having said that, who is the market? I mean, who is this product aimed at?
So the market is essentially middle class people. Not to say it's black people, but it's middle class. It's an entry level smartphone. So you're looking at a guy who has a side hustle. So he's using this as a dual SIM card. So he has his personal WhatsApp at the same time as the WhatsApp for business that he can do his side hustles with, and it's not costing him arm and a leg, you know. So it's aimed at anyone and everyone who is essentially in that region.
Just quickly, and I want you to hold the phone up as well so we can see it, because it's functional and it's beautiful and it's light and it looks magnificent. Let me hold it up for you. Let me find the right camera here. Here we go. It's a looks absolutely fantastic. It really does.
Yeah.
The problem, let me suggest to you, is that people are going to look at this and they're going to say, but it's made in South Africa.
Yeah.
That, I think, is a challenge that you've got to overcome.
We will overcome.
How are you going to do that?
For me,
it's an unfair descriptor, but yet it does exist.
So what I've realized is that one thing, for example, having started my businesses in the township, I was a director of another agency that was based in Fourways, and the decision to be township-based is that, anywhere in the world, the township narrative and the African narrative is unique to us. And for us, it's building upon that to eventually grow our brand. So, and like I said, on social media, this is something that people have been biting on. They've been biting on the fact that this is a local brand and they're tired of international brands ultimately.
I hope you knock this out the park. I really do. It's a great story.
Thank you so much.
And good luck.
Thank you.